Was Interstellar Radio? Today's date is March 15th, 2020. We have Retro here. Greetings.
Greetings.
All right. We're going to a quick update on the pandemic.
Yes. Um, so just letting everyone know, today I'm feeling a lot more Nordic presence as well as Men in Black is best today. Not so much today this, but the story is still there in the background, but today it's mostly Nordic and Men in Black and maybe some reptilian mixture. So you want to start going to the epidemic real quick? The coronavirus?
Yeah, whatever you like to. Yeah, we don't have to take too much time with it.
Ryan. First they showed me image of like some sort of insect related to I want to say it's a scarab, but I'm not certain. It's a large like beetle insect, possibly a scarab. But
Yeah.
I don't really see much about it, but that's what I saw. Is like just an insect with four wing parts to it.
Yeah, they're kind of. I guess they're bringing this virus to certain people. I guess.
Yes. They're sort of a higher dimensional insect. They kind of have the wings are kind of like a pearlescent, not pearlescent, but like they had different opalescent maybe. Um, the wings have the shiny texture to them, but they're still like some kind of beetle, possibly a scarab that I'm seeing.
Okay.
Yes, they are. They're not monitoring that's sort of the astral form associated with the virus itself. It's sort of the carrier in astral. They're also sort of the watchers. Uh, these insect beings are kind of like the watchers. They're kind of in the sky. They're like swarms of them in the sky. And they're kind of like the watchers, and they're associated with the disease. 1 second.
Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a plague. Of course, it's associated with a plague. And it does still connected to like a much more ancient plague. It's actually connected to both Egypt and Samaria. This is actually an older disease. It's kind of like a time traveling disease, if it makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
It kind of wiped out a lot of the Egypt and Sumer at one point. And again, they have helped to transition their society. It may be kind of working the same way to transition our society.
Well, they're doing that.
Yeah. So this is actually an older disease. Is what they're showing me. It's associated with these beetles or scarabs or insects. It's I'm not getting a very clear picture of which, but yeah, they're probably about the size of the quarter.
It's affecting. What you said Atlanta? It's affecting. Might be start affecting more.
Yes, I'm seeing where for some reason I've been seeing it. Sorry, 1 moment. Atlanta and the Carolinas, but particularly I'm seeing there's a good chance of it affecting Atlanta, or at least maybe the western part of Georgia. Is where I'm seeing particularly. Although it is spread since I've seen that to be more this overall United States, I do see Atlanta being a particularly hot spot for eventually. May not be now, maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe. I knew at one point that I did not see the virus lasting as long, but I see it now potentially. It's time the consciousness will be extended at least by another month and a half, and even then it will not entirely go away. So oh, the Ebola scare, the scare part actually went away over time, even though it's still present on our planet. But the Ebola scare did have a very large impact, kind of getting us ready for um, getting us mentally ready for the current epidemic. But over time, that scare dwindled down, even though the disease still existed. Eventually, Corona will be out of the media; it'll be out of people's attention. But for now, I see at least a month and a half, maybe even 2 months, much more, and more in the attention of the global consciousness. I apologize, I kind of stuttered there a minute.
What about the economy? What do you see about the economy?
The economy. The where I see the economy is more the scare. I do not see the economy being permanently affected at the moment. It's more the a warning.
Mm-hmm.
I actually see some prices increasing at the next 2 months. Gas prices will probably stay down, maybe up a little bit more than they are now, but there have been predictions of another bubble collapsing. And I don't see that particularly true the next few months, especially since with the election as it is, it's more the scare than the reality at the moment. They want the election to go in Joe Biden's favor.
Mm-hmm.
But things will be returning not entirely normal, but things will be returning back to fairly regular state within the next 2 months. Again, there will still be some consequences, but it'll be much more evened out than it is now. It's just more of a scare at this moment, economically. It may be a good time to make some investments, especially in the next few weeks. But what I do see coming up ahead after this virus, after the scare of the economy goes away, there is going to be a much more concerted attack on the economy, or attempted attack on the economy to, well, of course it is politically motivated, because the election is coming up this year. So the more that the powers that be, the Democratic Party and even the Republican Party to some degree, can influence the economy to shake off Trump's image, the more they'll try to influence things in favor of Biden. But I do not see this working out. So I do see a slow, gradual decline through the summer and fall.
Of the economy or of the
Economy, yes.
yeah.
But it will not be much of an impact. Again, it's more of an attempt than any success. I see it more so in the job market. they'll actually do much more of the long-term and solid jobs versus the short-term and half shift jobs, what they call those. So I see more of a firming up of the job market, in a sense. More of the long-term working versus short-term or short-hour shifts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, kind of
What's that?
sidetracked a little bit. You wanted to do something on
Biden?
Biden? Yeah, you want to just jump in? Yeah, because it's yeah.
Yes. One moment. Biden has quite an interesting past in the astral, actually. He does have some Nordic energies himself.
Mm-hmm.
I see him as kind of not just at Nordic, but also Anunnaki. But I see him in past lives as leaders as well. Particularly, he's been kind of considered a king. He has this time where he's actually a fairly scary or intimidating king or intimidating emperor. You see him on a you see him wearing a suit and tie actually quite often in other lifetimes. What I'm seeing, uh, very formal, very militant, Machiavellian.
Oh.
But with this current Biden, it most people have probably heard by now about how he's had these slip ups.
Yeah.
He's had species where they don't keep now the speaking because they don't want him to slip up as much as he is. They want him to look like a presentable candidate, rather than when it's being suffering from old age. But the thing is that this current version of Biden, what I'm getting is he's actually a clone.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. He's actually had other clones before him.
Mm-hmm.
Something is not quite right though. There's something they haven't been able to clone exactly. Like his a part of his essential being that has not been cloned correctly. He had, in a way, left the Earth. He had kind of he started disconnecting himself from the Earth. So a lot of the energy is kind of being withdrawn away from our planet because he had actually the original Biden has died some time ago.
Hmm.
So I see his energy is actually being withdrawn and making it more difficult to clone him properly. I feel he's on the Biden that we know is actually the third clone. But it's difficult to. It's very much decayed. The technology is not there to create uh, any perfectly viable clone.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But from what I see, if you were to see him now and try to look into his energies, you'd see largely a void. And that void kind of be reflective of it's sort of reflected of a different kind of consciousness, or more of the collective consciousness. It's very confused. Um, he's still in many, there's so many things going on in his head, so many strings being pulled that it's disorganized and chaotic. Um, so if you were to look into him or try to psychically connect with this Biden, you would not be able to see what you'd see in most other people.
Hmm.
When a person becomes of old age and they start to lose their mentality, it's sort of like they're not really here on Earth anymore. The body's alive, but it's become, again, like a zombie. So not only with coronavirus, you have the zombie connection, but you also have the zombie connection to, uh, you know, uh, the Democratic Party right now. The thought they got this old candidate that's not functioning correctly. This clone, this sort of almost soulless clone, um, infirm, and you got that zombie energy coming in. It's healing some of these old vibrations from other world, other versions of Earth, these zombie versions of Earth. Um, we're also healing those worlds as well. Any questions about Biden?
Yeah, I haven't really connected that much to him, but he does look kind of hollow, empty. Apparently, the voter energies is connected to him, like he's winning. So he's all they got apparently.
From what I've heard, actually, it's not so much that he's winning. There's actually a stronger movement um, for Bernie.
Yeah,
But
man.
I
Yeah.
feel like he needed at this moment. He's kind of needed to be. It's not quite time to bring Bernie's ideas to the forefront as much. Of course, there's more of a pressure to build up for it. Of course, he's succeeding, even though he's running against himself in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But more I'm seeing that Biden is actually him being out there in the forefront. It's going to have an effect on the collective consciousness more than Bernie would.
Yeah, because he has Obama's energies, and
He has old energy that needs to be. It needs more time out there to digest it on the collective consciousness. It needs to
yeah,
be kind of worked out, and it's he still has a purpose being here, as zombie-like as he is. Even though Bernie is arguably more popular, um, he has policies that are arguably more favored within the left. And actually, they say that the voting machines that they used had been rigged to count part of the votes for Bernie and other candidates for votes for Biden.
yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
So the machines that you vote with are rigged.
Yep.
Um,
I don't know. Well, Biden has some kind of royalty energy connected to him, so
for sure, yeah.
it's kind of like his exit in some ways. Like,
hmm
even if he's not really going to win, which I don't think he will,
He's not going to win, of course,
there's no way.
but he's still going to be presented out into collective consciousness for another
Yep.
6 months.
Yep.
Um, of course, there'll be more likely that Trump will win, but Biden does not actually, from what I feel, he does not want to be here.
Yeah.
He wants to fully retire. Um, his higher self does. His physical self here is more. His physical self doesn't really know what he wants. but he is striving for it. It's just ego. The beast shield one that lets them is still striving for the presidency, of course. But it's being dragged along by the DNC, or not the DNC, the Democratic Party. So the shell of Biden is being dragged along by his urge to become president, but
Mhm.
the soul is trying to disconnect from Earth. The entity known as Biden is trying to disconnect from this Earth. He's trying to leave and retire.
Yes. It's kind of like it's like a message to Bernie. It's like, if you want to be in my position, you just sell yourself out more. Something like that. It's like, you need to sell your soul if you want to be in my position. It's something like that, you know? That's energy I get from that.
Mm,
Jeez.
um, it is to some degree. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just him, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the party itself trying
Mm-hmm.
to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they see Bernie and the people who support him as petulant children. They see it's this corporate party, of course. It's the party of the elite, of the donors, the lobbyists, of course. It's a party of arguably everything bad with the United States. Um, but also the Republican Party, but you know,
Well, also that Biden can be controlled too. Probably
yeah,
better
Biden is
than,
very controllable. That's why they
yeah,
want him to run.
yeah, because Bernie can't be controlled as much as Biden.
No.
So that's
So
the
DNC wants someone they can control, someone they can cow into their positions, someone that's not a petulant child, so to speak.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yes, Biden can be controlled. He can be topped up. He may be a turd, but they can still attach strings to it and dance it along, looks to the like.
Yep, yep, yep. Puppet.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Obama was a puppet, and so is him. So, yep.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
feel
a,
like Obama did try to resist in some ways.
yeah. Well, that's what they said that Sandy Hook was. Something that had to
Mm,
do with him. You
yeah.
know, at least that's what I've heard.
Mm,
Is that that's why Sandy Hook happened, because he kind of went on his own thing. Something like
yeah.
that. It's hard to say.
But what I feel though, I do not see I do not see Bernie Sanders winning any presidency as a Democrat. I do not see anything like Bernie Sanders coming along until the Democratic Party itself has become weakened in almost a third party status.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there is a energy of there's sort of an energy of leading the debate whether or not to abandon the Democratic platform.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that are kind of energies that are kind of unoffended about it, some that are leaving, some people that are staying around, of course. But I would say one of the ways you can march forward as a nation is when we have the party being replaced by something better, more less controlled by the machinations within.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. I'm going to bankruptcy, Disney.
yes, yes.
We don't have to
One
spend too
moment.
much time on that.
One moment. Hmm. Uh, apparently they released Frozen 2 on the platform for the coronavirus.
Okay.
It's sort of speaking about it. Synchronicity, isn't it? It's frozen. Everything's frozen with the coronavirus.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. It is
Yeah,
frozen. Yep. Funny.
yeah. So it's a message saying, hey, we'll be back. Kind of, they're just frozen right now. Um.
Funny.
So yeah, they're trying to keep a good face about it. They're trying to.
Of course. Yep.
They're doing all these things that are kind of letting them be known out there. These it's frozen 2 being released, and apparently they're donating food. After they're
Mm-hmm.
closer to land. So yes, I do not see actually any fear in Disney.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more they will be back.
Mm-hmm.
They may be different afterwards. They not be the same. Um, but I just see them taking like a pause. I don't see much of the bankruptcy.
Maybe a couple months.
Yes, in a couple months I'll see them back again.
Mm.
It may be the start of their decline, but not their bankruptcy.
Okay.
But yes, what I see is them kind of going within and changing things around. I kind of sense it's going to be some new leadership, maybe some promotions or demotions,
Mm-hmm.
or some teams merging. Just there's going to be a change around in the leadership, um, position changing, and I think that's going to slightly alter the way Disney works. Um, and it's not going to be anything drastic, but it's going to produce maybe not the strongest results that they're hoping for. But I do see some changes in the next few months to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Minor ones, but it's still going to be. They're on a defensive, I would say.
Oh yeah, they might have smaller groups, smaller
Yeah.
executive teams. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. People be moved around, so I'm seeing more. So some of the smaller groups already, or the less important groups, will be laid off, of course. But I see
Mm-hmm.
them. But I see like some positions changing, possibly people moving around. But it's just going to disrupt things, and it's going to make it harder to come back fully or more aggressively. It's not going to be an aggressive return.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't see them succeeding long term. They'll just kind of hang around in the background for a bit. Yes.
Yeah, I
So we
think
had what's that?
they're gonna be shut down for a couple months at least. Is my
Yeah,
view
of course.
on it. Okay.
Though
All right.
I do see the parks being shut down possibly in the next decade or after the next decade.
Wow.
2030 and they'd be
Yeah.
fairly empty.
I see a possible fire one day. That'll wake them up. That means their control isn't what it used to be. You know, like
Um,
the
maybe not in Florida.
somewhere, yeah, something like
I see
what happened to the church
Disneyland Paris.
or yeah,
That's where kind of
somewhere.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah, Notre Dame caught on fire. I feel like Disney, if one of their parks catches on fire, it kind of shows you,
Yeah.
you know, just
Disneyland
saying.
Paris is where I see it. Yeah.
Hmm. Lovely. How about Illuminati cabal checkup?
Yes. 1 minute. Let me check up 1 moment. Yes, I see them also kind of shifting. They're actually acting fairly aggressively at this moment. I see them affecting different television shows or different programming. They're trying to, yes, this coronavirus. Hold on. They're kind of making plans to keep the change going. In a way, it's the programming. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
One moment, please. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're also going to be messing with the stock markets. They're a boom. I'm seeing possibly May or June a stronger economy, a stronger recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Might start in April.
Mm. Oh,
But
good for them.
what's that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I see them as kind of like trying to create this recovery.
Hmm. Well, I feel like this. I mean, it's hard to say. Some of the systems might start breaking down.
Yes, they're trying to prevent that. Yes.
Oh
So
shit!
I
We
think they're
want.
kind of adjust. They're kind of adjusting for trying to lead the consciousness in a way by manipulating the economy and the television programming as well. The television will be kind of more, not to say woke, um, but it'll be somewhat more of the spiritually aware programming.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, You might see references more to the coronavirus. You may see. I feel like they're trying to fight back on the alien exposure.
Of course.
No, right, just for now, they're saying. Just for now.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of waiting for the.
Yeah, I felt a pullback ever since
Yes,
it happened. Yeah.
at least into the election. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yep. Yep. There's no need for anything
Yeah,
major now, anyway.
I was seeing before the sometime last year. I would have predicted August, but now I'm seeing possibly early 2021.
Yeah, for alien
Uh,
stuff. Yeah, it's. I mean, stuff will trickle in here and there, but people are so freaking nuts right
hmm
now.
Yeah.
They
So
don't
of course,
even get their therapy pills just for this. It's like,
but it is needed in some sense.
yeah,
It's needed.
it is. Yeah, to show how ridiculous they can be. You know, get all
Yes,
excited over nothing. I mean,
of course. Yes.
yeah, just create these scenarios in their minds at the end of the world, and it's not going to happen, but they can't seem to figure that out. So
hmm
maybe they're figuring it out now.
Right. So they're kind of waiting for some plans to kick in after the election.
Hmm.
Um,
For alien connections or just
Alien connections, yes.
oh, that's good.
Uh, or alien presentation in media, I should say.
Hmm.
I was seeing, summer movies having more aliens in them, but now not as much. Um,
I, I felt August.
that's what I felt too. Summer
Yeah,
movies, yeah, that's what I was feeling
something in August.
before.
Yeah, little things here and there, nothing too major. Yeah.
I feel actually different um, themes going to come out in August, more of the conspiratorial thing.
Hmm.
They're going to be addressing things like the coronavirus and the end of the world, from what I'm feeling. In small ways, but still.
Okay. The Illuminati is going to talk about the end of the world, or
More in the media. It's going to be addressing that, bringing more information to the media about the ultimate universe is what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
In terms of conspiracies, it's going to be bringing more of that information out stronger and trying to prepare us for the next cycle.
Yeah, yeah, for the next virus or something like that. Yeah, they're going to beat this to death, no doubt.
Well, one of the things, though, actually, this is, even though it does take longer,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of, hold on. Even though the plans may take longer than they were initially thought, as far as alien connections and energies, it's actually uh, almost better this way. It's because the August mark of this year
Mm-hmm.
was not set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm feeling right now, this coronavirus scare is kind of setting grounds for moving forward.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's a major shift,
Yep.
but it's setting us forward. It's setting the momentum forward.
Oh, yeah, it's
Whereas,
waking
yeah,
people up. Mm-hmm.
it's a big shock to the system,
Yep.
but now it's going to come lighter and lighter. That the momentum will come faster. So even though it's going to start out slower than they thought it would, it's actually kind of grounding us into the new reality in a way. Um, think about it kind of like you're putting the progress on a sleep cycle for a minute, but when you wake up, it's going to come back into a stronger gear. So now it seems like there's a stronger plan in place for the future.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit more of an idea where things are going to go.
Mm.
That's my impression. Yes.
Yeah. All right, you want to go into kitty cat?
Yes.
Coco kitty cat. Yeah.
One.
Interesting how you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, I did feel their vibration, especially the bad cat.
Looking around, seeing what people are doing, huh? Yeah.
Well, I thought her impression actually quite strong.
Mm-hmm.
These images, yes, here it is. I felt like she was recently released.
Hmm.
Um, she was kind of cut back, but they kind of negotiated on the terms.
Hmm.
Um, she's kind of under what's the word?
Surveillance.
Yeah, surveillance.
You got a
Um,
got got a thing on her ankle bracelet.
yeah, that's kind of the idea. Yeah, she's got
That's
kind of that ankle bracelet kind of thing going on. Yeah.
funny.
So yeah, I feel like she's actually been let out of her position, but she still is in contact with him.
Yeah, you got that right. You would never know she was in any difficulty.
She's still in contact with the human colony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not running back to the speed, but she still had people that are loyal to her.
Yeah.
And they're still working in there. So it's from what I'm feeling, things have improved.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully, but they're not the. Hold on. Sorry.
But she wants people to worship her, basically. Mm-hmm.
I thought because I see her still working within
Mm-hmm.
just in a lesser position. I see her kind of like as a think of like a counselor in the camp. Like think of it as like a summer camp,
Yeah.
and she's like the camp counselor. She's not the camp leader anymore.
but she's still giving advice and stuff like that.
Yeah. She's kind of putting on things, nice and sweet, of course.
Yeah, making it look all that she's
Yeah.
fine. She's not double faced, double crossing.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's still kind of looking at plans, and she still has people that are loyal to her that she's kind of keeping it cool to now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one moment. But yes, I do see I'm not sure if the Galactic Federation that's been keeping an eye on her,
Probably. Yeah.
but I
Other
do see them.
couple
Yeah.
Orion's are. She's caused trouble with them before. From what I
Yes.
feel.
Hold on. Yeah, I can get
She likes luxury. She likes the good life.
Yeah.
I see that.
But
That's so funny.
the particular federation that's been involved with this situation, I see them supplying some aid to the Hydra children.
Mm-hmm.
But they're taking a fairly hands-off approach. They're not coming in with military force.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly gentle. They don't want to be too disruptive.
Yeah.
Kind of like think of how there are, Earth could be solved. The issues here could be solved fairly easily, but there's still a code of conduct. There's still a Earth human consciousness keeping things at a certain level
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to progress at a more natural pace
Mm-hmm.
versus aliens coming and fixing everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on there too. It's being managed, in a very benevolent, hands-off kind of style. So yes, they're watching the situation. They're watching her, but she's still in. She could still be a threat, but they're watching her.
Yeah. She's It's like she has to submit her papers, like
Yeah.
what she did today.
Mhm.
It's kind of funny.
A lot of accounting and bookkeeping, kind of. Yeah.
She just does a lot of double crossing, and people don't pick
Mhm.
up on it.
Yeah.
It's like you have a lot of power, then you abuse it.
Yep. Yep. Anything else?
No. Anything else you want to go? You want to? I don't know. More economy. Is there anything else in the economy you want to say?
The economy.
And you want to add or anything?
I said that gold is going to be fairly stable. Economy-wise, that silver may be a good time to buy soon, sometime in March.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's going to be fairly stable.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe if they're into buying silver, keep an eye out.
Okay.
That's what I can say of the economy.
Well, it feels like in 2 weeks we're gonna have a little panic.
Yeah.
Even Trump just said, "Stop panic buying."
I'm actually seeing a panic in maybe a couple of days, more like it.
Well, yeah. Where?
Just United States, but I'm hearing like March 17th. Oh, sorry. I'm hearing like March 17th.
Okay.
So something going on there.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be an easy week for some people.
Yeah.
This week's gonna be kind of rough. Next week,
It is, yeah.
it might calm down, but things are just gonna start dropping off, and it's gonna scare people.
Hold on.
I don't know what.
Today's the 15th, right? So
Yeah.
Tuesday is the 17th. Is there going to be another Super Tuesday?
Oh, probably, but I don't.
Could be it too.
Let me check.
I think there's supposed to be a debate today as well.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be doing that.
I don't know.
No, it's no Super Tuesday. We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah. So I
I
didn't see
think
something
this,
going on that
yeah,
doesn't just, that just
yeah,
next
I
week's gonna
believe
be
it.
rough. Yeah.
I feel it. Yeah, I feel something. People can't fly anymore, or people are flying back, or
Hmm.
or like right now, UK released last 12 months of leaked documents about, I guess, and the Queen. Who knows what happened to her?
Hmm.
Uh, Somebody has this. Huh, you never know.
Right.
I would expect high profile people getting more of this. We're just getting started, so it's hard to
Yeah.
say.
I heard that Trudeau's wife
Yep.
um has it.
Tom Hanks and his wife has it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and some NBA players have it. Even NBA player that signed an autograph gave it to somebody. In Orlando, a TSA agent has it. So who knows how many people that person talked,
Hmm.
touched all that. So
I think Trump might be a scare around him having it, that I do not see him.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna.
I think it's
He'll
mostly
add.
just like, he may seem lethargic one day, more that's unusual than.
Well, I
Um,
tell you, yeah, I think this virus is alien. There's an alien connection to it, and I think they are
for
spreading it
sure.
some of.
And I think it's
So
actually like an ancient virus itself.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Hmm.
it connected to Egypt and Babylon or Samaria, possibly even ancient China. But
Yeah, well, so
it's a
far.
like a flying insect without the side of the quarter.
I mean, I don't know what reality this is, but I still feel like a bioweapon type of energy. However, it was created,
Hmm.
it definitely looks like one. I mean, look at Italy, and it's like if this is a normal viruses don't fly around like this. Like, jeez,
Hmm.
AIDS never did this. AIDS never took down the country. I mean, it screwed it up, but it didn't shut it down.
Right.
Like, jeez. So I don't know if we'll ever know the whole full origins of it. Not if it really matters, but
Hmm. Hmm.
survive it. Yeah, things are going to change. Infrastructure, something's going to change.
Exactly. Yeah.
Open up the door for alien energies eventually. Well, this is definitely waking people up. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah. It's I think there's going to be more preparation and going to be more the watchfulness. Um, Not only because of the coronavirus, but also with the Democratic uh, Democrat Party, Biden. It's going to be watchfulness there. People who are, we'll call them normies, just a simple sake.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, and if they follow the party line, they're going to look at this. Hopefully, they'll see Biden, being in not a good shape. Um,
yeah.
and then they're going to start to ask questions. So, of course, it's going to wake more people up.
Um, what about those people that are creating all these conspiracy theories? I mean, I think it's a form of adolescence too, within the person that's, oh, it's dumbs. It means that's underground bases, or it's like it's funny how and people just love that stuff. They're just all over it. They create conspiracy, like some rat named George calls all this. People be all over that. It's so funny.
Hmm.
I always think about.
Um, for the most part, I feel they are planted as red herrings.
Yeah, interesting.
Um, I believe that people who are more in tune and more grounded, they can kind of read the energy of the situation to see
Yeah,
if it's just a conspiracy.
yeah,
Again, there's some that is true, they may be alternate universes,
hmm,
uh, but that's what it comes on. Nothing has come from a vacuum, but it could be
yeah,
connecting, crossing wires with a different universe, different reality.
yeah. Talking about the dollar is going to crash, the Great Depression. I mean, just like every female is going to come and get her. I mean, what is? I mean, I
Right.
guess when you haven't learned your lessons, you're going to keep falling for all that. I guess that's the story on that.
It's just about being able to remain calm in the eye of the storm
Yeah,
and kind of get an objective look on what's keeping an objective look what's going on, and
Correct. Yeah.
Trusting your own intuition about these things. If you have fear, of course your wires are going to get crossed with other realities, other lifetime you've had. These red herrings that are thrown out just to put people off track and create more fear and drag us down.
Yep.
It's just another form of being asleep,
Yeah. Yeah. They're not willing to fully awaken. Yeah. They're kind of waking up, but not fully.
Yeah.
It's like you're half asleep or something. You're still
Mm-hmm.
not. You're still living a daydream of your own reality or false realities or alternative realities.
That's the thing about being woke, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about believing something that's scary,
Mm-hmm.
and claiming it's the truth. It's not about what you know. It is what you know. It's not about what you know as far as fact or potential. I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying here. I'm sorry. Because it's kind of yes and no what I'm trying to say. But it's more of an internal state than an external awareness. To make sense. Being woke.
Yeah.
It's intuitive versus bookish research. It's being trusting in your own intuition and connections, and feeling things out for yourself, and having an objective stance that way.
Yeah, finding inner peace.
Yeah.
Which is not so easy, but Okay. All right. We'll just. Oh yeah, you want to know about your anything for you?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I see a lot of Mother Earth energies are connected to Agartha energies because the Earth needs healing there. So you go into Mother Earth for advice, seeing the realities, seeing future timelines gradually. You're not always allowed to remember it, but you kind of have a feeling of it. So yeah, I also see you like a prince and Agartha also. Like you won this magic sword, kind of like He-Man. but you earned it. He-Man just kind of gave it to him. I don't know.
Wow.
But anyway, I see it as like magic sword that was given to you for Agartha, Mother Earth, energies.
I did an investigating, not thinking of like Prince, but I did an investigating kind of like my potential past life energies, and I feel like I've had past life as sort of like a religious leader in the desert, sort of like maybe like a Saudi Arabia or Egypt type situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say Arab. Yeah, I was gonna say Arab when you said that.
Yeah. I was kind of a cult leader or something. Not the best guy.
Well, I see Babylon
Mm-hmm.
and Egypt. I feel mostly Babylon in that regard.
Yeah.
So that was a time when Babylon's similar to Atlantis in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of power and then, used it for not so great purposes at the end. So, yeah, I believe Babylon. I think it gave a lot of magic to Egypt.
That's kind of what I feel like attention when I think of the Egyptian pantheon.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I have like a tension there. There's kind of uneasiness.
Well, yeah, you can say I can do better stuff than them.
Yeah.
But those guys, they don't know what they're doing. I got the shit here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was true too. You can prove it too. It wasn't just all talk. Sometimes it's talk. It wasn't talk. But yeah, it wasn't exactly the most positive. But
I feel like I misled people. Like I was like a cult leader, like
Well, yeah, you were overpowered, I guess.
I tried to be kind of like a Christ figure, but like a dark religion, almost.
Yeah, you're overpowered. Like people going against you, disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
So you kind of do like that Darth Vader, throat grip, something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar to that. I do see samurai energies there too. So. So
yeah, then kind of connecting to that kind of past life and investigating that. that's kind of one of the things that I had a strong reaction when I hear things about what's going on in Saudi Arabia. So like, oh, maybe they should investigate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I realize sometimes it's hard to
Yeah,
get backlash when we look at stuff. That's for sure.
definitely. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I'm careful what I look at because sometimes I just get so worn out. It's like, fuck. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so, all right, okay, all
For
right, we'll
sure.
wrap her up.
All right. Blessings, everyone.
All right, blessings. Have a great night.